You know the Taj Mahal, right? Of course you do. We all know it as this incredible, world-famous monument to love. But what if I told you that its most amazing feature has nothing to do with romance? Well, stick with me, because today we're uncovering an engineering secret that's been hiding in plain sight for almost 400 years.
Yeah, the love story is legendary. We all know it. But the real genius here might actually be a deliberate flaw, something imperfect hidden inside this perfect design. And it's a choice so clever, it's going to completely change how you see this masterpiece.
So while it's celebrated as the ultimate symbol of love, it's also a monument to something way more practical. And that's just brilliant, forward-thinking engineering.
Look, the story of Shah Jahan and Mumtaz Mahal is epic, it's etched into history. But the story we're diving into today is etched into the actual foundations and structure of the building itself.
Okay, so what is this hidden secret? In a building that is famous for being perfectly symmetrical, the builders actually included a deliberate, calculated flaw. And believe me, it's the key to the whole thing.
Just think about that for a second. We're talking millions of visitors, centuries of people studying this place, so what could possibly still be a secret? Well, the answer has been staring us right in the face this whole time. It's in those four massive, beautiful towers.
That's right. The four giant pillars that frame the main tomb, they aren't perfectly straight up and down. And no, this wasn't a mistake, it wasn't a construction error, and it's not just that they've aged. It was done completely on purpose.
So you look at it, and your eyes tell you everything is perfectly symmetrical, perfectly vertical. But the reality? Each one of those four minarets is tilted just a tiny bit outwards, leaning away from the central dome. Now, this wasn't a mistake. So the big question is, why on earth would they do that?
And this is where we get to the absolute genius behind the design. Because what looks like a flaw was actually an incredibly clever safety feature. It's a stroke of pure engineering brilliance.
So why would builders back in the 1600s intentionally create an imperfection in their masterpiece? Well, the reason is both incredibly simple and totally profound. It was all about protecting the very heart of the monument.
Here's the logic, and it's amazing. The builders knew that the area was at risk of earthquakes. So get this. By tilting the minarets slightly outwards, they made sure that if the absolute worst happened, a massive earthquake causing them to collapse, the towers would fall away from the central dome, not onto it. This keeps the tomb of Mumtaz Mahal completely safe. It's an incredible failsafe.
I mean, it's a built-in safety mechanism that is just so smart. The main tomb is protected. A total catastrophic failure is avoided. The very thing that looks like an imperfection is actually the secret to the building's survival.
And what's truly mind-blowing here is just how advanced this kind of thinking was for its time. This wasn't just great architecture. This was visionary stuff.
Seriously, think about that for a second. This is basically earthquake-proof design in the 17th century. It shows this incredibly deep understanding of buildings, of physics, of managing risk that was literally centuries ahead of its time. So what you should take away from this is a totally new way of looking at the monument. The next time you see a picture of the Taj Mahal, don't just see a symbol of love. See a masterpiece of survival. See a building designed by architects who weren't just planning for beauty, they were planning for eternity.
It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? If a secret this huge was hiding right there in front of us for centuries, what other amazing feats of engineering and design are just waiting to be discovered inside those marble walls?